In September 2023, Rhobh and Love Hotel star Shannon Beador was arrested for a DUI, which led her to sacrifice men. She had been in a rocky romance with John Jansen and had dealt with infidelity in her marriage. So, what brought her to this conclusion, and why did she opt to go on a dating show? Keep reading for more details. Shannon Beador sacrificed men after DUI arrest. It is hard to believe that Rhobh star Shannon Beador would ever sacrifice men, especially after her time on Love Hotel. Alongside Luan de Lesseps, Ashley Darby, and Giselle Bryant, they were on the hunt for new romance. A handful of men lined up to win these ladies' hearts, and Shannon was ready and raring to go. Yet, before she entered the hotel, she had been married to David Beador. They had 3 children, but he was unfaithful and their marriage unraveled. She then entered a toxic relationship with John Jansen, and that was completely combative. The two had gotten into a huge fight before she left his home inebriated and ended up getting arrested. It seems that the situation caused her to put men on hold for a year. After her arrest, she opted not to look for love for 1 year, which ended up being for the best. Shannon learned how to be alone and be okay with that, which was a huge moment for her. I am good being by myself. I am comfortable with that. So that's a lot of growth for me. I used to identify with the relationships that I was in. I can honestly say that today, and in these last 2 years, I've never been happier. The Rhobh star, who joined the series in season 9, has since realized that her relationship with John was horrible. She had to deal with him a lot in season 18 as he sued her for $75,000, and she had to film with his girlfriend, Alexis Bellino. Alexis was a previous cast member who left after season 8, so it did not hurt to have her come back. Upon reflection, Shannon Beador sees how bad the romance with John was. I stayed in a relationship that I knew wasn't healthy, and I made the choices. Nobody put a gun to my head and said, "Get in the car." I did it, and I'll own it over and over again. Love for Shannon. After Rhobh fans learned what Shannon Beador had done for herself regarding dating, they were so proud. She had received so much support when filming with Alexis Bellino. Viewers felt that Alexis was constantly wrong and cruel to Shannon. Fortunately, Alexis will not be returning for season 19, but Shannon will, and everyone still rides for her. The new season will premiere in July, and she will come face-to-face with her former bestie, Tamra Judge. They had toured along with Vicky Gunvalson as the Tres Amigas. However, after Shannon's arrest, that ended. Tamra claimed that Shannon was still drinking, and she did not think going on tour was smart. What do you think of Shannon taking time for herself, and do you love watching her on the Rhobh? When Shannon Beador returned to the Real Housewives of Orange County, after her now infamous DUI arrest, it wasn't just her public image that had been reshaped. It was her entire outlook on love, relationships, and the kind of men she allowed into her orbit. For the first time since her dramatic night of reckoning, Shannon is opening up about the radical changes she made after that crash, the soul-searching that followed, and why she decided to sacrifice men in the wake of it all. I used to think I needed a man to feel whole, she says in a candid new sit-down. Now I know I needed to lose one to finally find myself. The crash that changed everything. It was a September evening that turned into a tabloid storm. Beador, who had just wrapped filming for season 17, found herself behind the wheel, intoxicated and swerving through Newport Beach. In a shocking twist, she slammed into a property and attempted to flee the scene, her dog Archie in the passenger seat. Police later arrested her for DUI and hit and run. The incident made national headlines, not just because Shannon was a reality TV star, but because of the deeply raw way she owned up to it. "There's no excuse. I made a horrible mistake. I could have hurt someone. I could have hurt myself," she said through tears during her first public statement. It was a wake-up call in the most painful way. Breaking the cycle. while Shannon worked with attorneys and entered a court-ordered alcohol education program. It wasn't just her habits that changed, it was her heart. In the days after the crash, I didn't just go silent. I went inward, she shares. I started thinking about every man I'd ever loved, and how many of them weren't really loving me back. For years, viewers watched Shannon navigate a turbulent romantic history. Her painful divorce from David Beador, marred by betrayal, public scrutiny, and custody battles, was followed by a roller coaster relationship with John Jansen, who blindsided her with a breakup shortly after filming Wrapped. John left me when I needed someone most, she reflects. And that's when it hit me. Maybe I'd been choosing men who fed the wrong parts of me, the insecure parts, the ones that drank to forget. The radical decision to step back. Rather than jump into another relationship post-DUI, Shannon shocked her friends and castmates by announcing she was swearing off men, at least for now. I made a choice, she says. No dating, no flings, no texting my ex at midnight. I needed to sacrifice all of it. I needed to detox more than just alcohol. I needed to detox the emotional crutches too. Her declaration didn't come without pushback. Fellow housewives Tamra Judge and Vicki Gunvalson staged what they jokingly called a man intervention, begging Shannon to let loose and at least flirt a little. But Shannon was firm. I told them, I'm not punishing myself. I'm prioritizing myself. That's not the same thing. New habits, new healing. Instead of nights out, Shannon now spends evenings at home with her daughters and Archie. She's taken up yoga, started journaling, and even began hiking solo. I used to hate being alone, she admits. Now I crave it. And while she's still an Orange County girl through and through, Botox, blowouts, and all, she's redefined what luxury means to her. Peace is the new Birkin, she laughs, and inner strength, that's the best filter I've ever worn. Fans have noticed the transformation. On season 18, viewers will see a quieter, more grounded Shannon, less focused on drama and more invested in personal accountability. Of course, there's still the fun, sassy Shannon, promises a producer. But this time, she's got boundaries, and that scares some people. The temptation to return. Despite her vow, temptation has knocked. John Jansen reached out after her DUI arrest, an olive branch Shannon says she seriously considered. It was familiar, and in crisis, we cling to the familiar, she admits. But then I realized, if I let him back in, I'd be sending the wrong message to myself, that I wasn't strong enough to face the fire alone. She declined his offer to meet for coffee. I said thank you and goodbye. Still, Shannon admits that the road ahead isn't always easy. There are days I miss companionship. I miss intimacy. I miss having someone's hand to hold. But then I remember, I'm holding my own now. A message for women everywhere. As she prepares to tell her full story in a memoir-style special Bravo is reportedly developing, Shannon wants women to know that hitting rock bottom doesn't have to be the end. You can crash, literally, and still rise, she says. You can be broken and beautiful at the same time. But the key is doing the work. She adds, if you're in a toxic relationship or stuck in a cycle, maybe try doing what I did. Step back, let go, even if it hurts like hell. What's next for Shannon Beador? Don't expect a dating app profile anytime soon, but that doesn't mean Shannon's closing the book on love forever. I'm open, she says. But he's going to have to meet the new me. And that woman doesn't settle. As for RHOC, Shannon is more present than ever, filming, engaging, and showing up as a different kind of housewife. One who isn't afraid to be alone, who isn't afraid to admit mistakes, and who definitely isn't afraid to say no to the wrong man. Let us know your thoughts in the comments below.